Hafa Aloha mai kako. It's good to see everybody. Look to your cousin across from the table and say, hey. Hey. Go ahead and tell him, say, how you doing? How you doing? And let him know, say, I see you. I see you. Because this isn't easy work. And as the legend, Grandmaster Flash said, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate you, okay? Now, I was thinking, as I was watching everybody transform into their authentic selves, and I had to say thank you to the cousins earlier who reminded us that we're not there and that we can't wait. We have to address this now. I mean, I have to be candid. When you're the keynote, everybody's nice to you. Well, except at the hotel. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm just kidding. I showed up, real quick story. I showed up to the hotel, and I was like, hi, good afternoon. And I was excited, because I'm only the keynote, a couple times a year. It's not a lot of opportunities. So I said to the lady, I'm the keynote tomorrow. She was like, good for you. I was like, could I get a special room? She was like, no, you can get 219. And I was right by the washing and dryer machines. So it's been an interesting few nights. But I say that all to say that they reminded us, right? Because when I've done what they did today, I'll just be honest, I've traveled and worked at different colleges, and we talked earlier, and I said, I've lost many positions. Congratulations. Right, the wisdom. And I thought, I was kind of embarrassed to say it. I also didn't finish my PhD. I was all but dissertation. So whenever I meet the doctors, right, the Jedi, the Force is so strong in y'all. And sometimes, those 3 letters can be intimidating. But I did share with my relative and with my cousin who's getting their doctorate that, I too am a survivor of Me Too and that violence, because believe it or not, even men get sexually harassed and men even get sexually assaulted. And that is a heavy weight to carry. And I think many of our people in our community, especially those who I see really struggling with homelessness and poverty and addiction, they too are survivors of the most profound violence that we as the humans have faced. And we know this because of their names, right? Familia, that's why I asked you, Hadzina Anmu, what's your name? And I asked you, Sahafa, Hadzinanmu, what's the name of the art dealer and the barista and the custodian? Because all of us, right, we know names have meanings. Names have histories and cultures connected to races and religions. And so those biases we face where we have had a long day and we want to say, yeah, there's no more rooms, or there's no more waivers, or there's no more vaccines, or there's no more spots, we have to be reminded that we control the boat. And so when the relative from Vietnam said that she talked and said, hey, this ain't working for us, we need to do it a different way. And did they say 14,000 vaccines or something like that? Something like that, right? Can we give them a round of applause? Because that's the radical reimagining that I think we're aiming for. And to get to my earlier point, every time I tried to be brave in a brave space the way y'all were brave, it costed me my employment straight up. And I have to say to my cousins in here who identify as European, who identify as Caucasian or white, living here is like living in the deepest part of the South. Whatever you've been taught about the South is here. And it's all around the state of Washington. And so just like we may think that other parts of the country have more to grow, more to do, so do we, and so do I. And so I just want to say, a special thank you to them for that, for reminding us that the best work and the hardest work is in the present moment. And truthfully, that's why I was scrambling and running around and trying to go and get these little trinkets that are not expensive at all, because I don't have humble means. But I watched my grandmother, my mother, and I watched my familia, our whole life give. Even when we had nothing, they would just have so much gratitude to be in the presence of the other people that they love. And so that's why I've tried to do that today, and that's why our relatives in the beginning from the Canoe family, that's what I think they're reminding us, that the reimagining is the sharing of what we have, the sharing of our stories, the sharing of our time, the sharing of food, and the sharing of love, which I think Corey said real beautifully earlier. So those are some of my closing thoughts, and I hope that they're helpful to you. And I need Marco's help real quick. Marco, can you come up here to help me unwrap this so we can give and wrap and see? Thank you, brother. Don't worry, they're vegan too. This for you, girl. Come on over here right quick. I was looking at all the colors. This was just a mile away. They have like 1,000 options. But this was like what your energy was this morning. This was like the color I felt from your energy. So I hope to visit you in Portland where it's cold, Auntie, and meet your beautiful sons and your beautiful kids. And vegan snickerdoodle. Hey, that's how you know we represent in the Northwest. You can't find vegan snickerdoodle in any place. Okay, so we love you. Liz, can you come up here? Yeah, come, Marco. Can you help me present this next one? Can you set that down?
Can I put all of this down?
Sure. Can you just stand here for a moment? Hold this, brother.
Obviously, this is all impromptu, being made up as we are doing it right now. So just go with it.
Where's Corey? Is Corey still here? She asked me as we were coming back in, have you ever done improv? I feel like I'm doing improv. Okay.
This is called theater games. This plant is for you. And it is a ficus. It's a fiddle leaf fig. So it should be easy.
It's the only thing that works in my house.
I get to say thank you for bringing me to this community of practice. And I've known you a microsecond, and I've known you for generations. And maybe more than a Post-it. So I think we all should thank Liz. You just keep showing up for them.
You know, my brother, the reason I had us sitting on the floor just now, because, you know, the Heidelbergs and the Berkeleys, right? And the Webers and the Marks. Sometimes that schooling makes us think that we are these roles or these titles, hermano. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they try to tempt us with those titles and these institutions. And I'm sure you just felt as we looked up at them, right? That we're always at their service, even in whatever the title is. And when it's your time and whenever they call you, I got you the smaller version of the same plant, because Auntie, I know you have big dreams for him, like a lot of us do. And so you are growing, brother. You are going to become that, you know, in due time. So, te quiero mucho. We love you. I appreciate you. Take a deep breath, cousins, and repeat after me. Ihaligi Gininen Naninanam Ihaligi Gininen Naninanam. You can feel it, right, Auntie, when I hug you, that we're related, right? And I can feel it the moment you hug me. And that's what I'm trying to teach these young brothers, Auntie, in these 8 group homes and jails I go into. Because they're hurting so badly. They hug their grandmama. Some of them never. Some of them haven't seen their mom and dad many years. And they're very young men. So, Auntie, please pray for them. Please pray for them, Auntie. So thank you, familia. To the all-stars that put this really together, I have bags for you to come up here too, please, to get your bag. And it's on a post-it here, but it's Meg and Ashley and Natalie. You know who you are. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Natalie, Meg, and Ashley, please come up here, y'all. I'm sorry about the pink bags. I got work to do, okay? I got to decolonize my gender bagging. I'm sorry about that. But you can fight about which flavors and things, okay? Meg, come over here, Meg. This for y'all. No? And then you can decide, okay? Okay. And can we get our MCs to come up? MCs, come up. You're the last ones. You got it? The book? Oh, she's got it. Okay. Hey, girl. How you doing? I know it don't get cold in L.A., but sometimes it does. Hey, can y'all help me put this blanket on this sister right quick? Thank you. Okay. This is Amanda Gorman, the legendary poet, right? Whose pen is mightier than the sword, and I think everybody in here signed it. So it's for you. And this blanket is for you too.
Thank you.
Come and we'll put it on you.
I'm laughing because I had nothing to do with the planning. I'm just happy to be
Hey,
here.
you need to carry the torch.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And this brother said something deep. He was like, I'm not connected to my ancestors, which we all know is not true at all, right? And in fact, we all know whose culture we emulate in America more than anybody. Come on now. And you know, if you did the people of Guam's 23andMe, guess what those fancy geneticists said? They believe we came all the way from Madagascar. Isn't that beautiful? They can tell from our language, too, that some of our ancestors from Madagascar. So all the cousins up in here, this is the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass. Sounds like a good ancestor to me, brother.
Absolutely.
And they all signed it for you. So we wish you a safe trip to Atlanta. Appreciate you, brother. Okay. Okay, y'all. I don't know who I pass this to now, but I'm ready to pass it, okay?
Here it is. I think it is you.
This is the total improv here. I think I just get to say thank you and good travels. I don't know if Monty got a blanket or anything. So I can't remember if I told this story seriously like yesterday or last night or the night before, but Monty and I met 12, 13 years ago or something, and we were doing work kind of like this, but for free. And we probably did it for like a year before we ever had the conversation, like, why are we doing this for free? I'm not exactly sure. We're trying to help Oregon and become an Oregon healthy state and blah, blah. But we met because, again, a mutual colleague of ours said, Monty's moving from Colorado to Oregon, and I really think you two should meet. And they were right, and just a lot of kindred spirit in terms of the importance of community and how we do this engagement. And so I'm just very grateful because Monty showed up in 2018 in August with some of you all in tow to help us do this kind of event and to keep us going with that. So lots of gratitude here. And, I say this sometimes in jest, but, I'm old. And the notion that this is who created this convening, it wasn't the oldest person on our team. This is a lot of amazing, young, emerging leadership. They're reaching out to young and emerging leaders. Michaela's in that space, wherever Michaela is. And, this is our future. And I am just like so ecstatic to be a part of finding space for them to step into their own leadership and bring in a lot of ideas to the table that we didn't have before without them. And so, a lot of what you were all sharing and lifting up really resonates for us. And just thank you. You're going to see us again, hopefully some in little boxes, but again in person as we move forward this year. And someone asked me, it was you and I. We were like, what was my takeaway here? And it's that any one of us, like I know we struggle, but when I look at this room and the pairs and the trios and the tables, there is such richness of idea and opportunity and potential here. And I feel like part of what the ACH is about is helping to lift from you. What are some things that can happen? And the ideas are going to come from you. And you're going to hear the ideas from the people you serve and the people that you work on behalf of in community. And we're just going to try and play a role in helping you bring those ideas to life. And I feel very fortunate to be in a role like this, but thank you all so much for being here, joining us. It was amazing to see a room full of, oh my God, there's another bag. Oh, that's right. Wait a minute. They're singing. More. Okay. Again, just like write it on my hand. But anyway, my gratitude to you all. Mari, are you coming up here, or are we coming to you?
When I came to this country, I didn't know English, and the way that I learned English was through songs. And in South Texas, there's a lot of country music. And so this is one of the songs that I learned, and until much later, I learned what the words meant. It's The River by Garth Brooks. I'm a little rusty, so I haven't sang in a while, so I apologize. You know a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows. And the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes. Trying to learn from what's behind you and never knowing what's in store makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shores. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Like a bird upon the wind, these waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Too many times we stand aside and let the water slip away to what we put off till tomorrow has now become today. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tide. Yes, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Like a bird upon the wind, these waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry.